Welcome to Casco Viejo, the old town of Panama City. And it was the last port on the Pacific side of the Americas before all the Spanish hold, before it went through to Cartagena and over to Sevilla. Which means it is rather nice and it's really well looked after. It reminds me mostly of Havana in Cuba, but better looked after, but less parties, fewer daiquiris. The Spanish built the city here in Panama because it's at the start of the shortest land route across the isthmus of Panama. And on the other side is a city called Colon, on the Atlantic side. And there's no shorter way across the Americas, so it's the best way to get gold across, or the canal as well. Oddly enough, the Panama hat isn't from Panama. It was just put on by President Roosevelt whenever he was opening the Panama Canal. It's actually from Ecuador, and he took it from an Ecuadorian worker who was here. And as far as I can tell, Roosevelt had too much sun. He just was like, I need a hat. The Ecuadorian worker was just like, here you go. So the story goes anyway. While this is called the old town of Panama, Casco Viejo, it isn't actually the old town of Panama. This is the old town of Panama, Panama Viejo, and it was built about 150 years before Panama, what we now know as Panama. It got sacked by the British, but the British didn't hold it because they'd just come to peace with the Spanish, and so the Spanish got to build a new city 48 kilometers further up. Obviously, like, there was indigenous people living here before, and so there's remains dating back about 1,000 years of the indigenous people who lived here before the Spanish arrived. Yeah, they got wiped out by disease, which sort of came ahead of the Spanish because the disease was coming from Europe. Didn't go the other way, interestingly. Could have wiped out half of Europe rather than wiping out half of Latin America. And then the Spanish came and killed the rest, pretty much, or killed most of the rest. The reason the British privateers or pirates, depending on who you're talking to, attacked, because the British were really jealous of the Spanish Empire, which was much bigger and stronger at the time. Kept trying to take Cartagena, which was like the richest city in the Americas. And because all the gold flowed through Panama to get over to the other side of the isthmus, they kept attacking here as well. They could never hold it. Okay, it is time to go and get a lancha, which is a boat. We're on our way to Colombia.